Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 0 to 60. Today we're doing something a bit fun.
We are going to install the Catless downpipe on the N55 for this M135i.
Yeah, now this isn't our car, but he's a good friend of ours, and he's recently purchased the VRSF 4-inch decap pipe. The car has got a completely standard exhaust apart from that, so he's still going to be running the center cat, but this is going to help him get a lot of that heat away from the turbo and get everything running a bit more efficiently.
And hopefully might get some extra noise coming through the stock exhaust as well. So we'll get some before and after sound clips of a startup and some pulls as well, so you can see what it sounds like.
Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Done. Okay, so it sounds pretty damn good as it is. In fact, I can't believe how good these sound for a stock exhaust. Right now, the way we're going to attack this, actually before I get into what we're going to do, this is the 4-inch version. So this suits the models that have the electronic wastegate. If you have the earlier or the Series 1 N55, you don't want the 4-inch, it'll be the 3.5, and it's just to do with the way the wastegate works in the turbo housing. How are we going to attack this, Dave? What are we going to do?
Well, for starters, we are going to have to pull this strut brace off, I reckon, to get the engine cover off. Pull out the O2 sensors, and then jack her up so we can get to the underside, pull the under trays off, and hopefully we can then get to the bolts that hold this thing in.
It's got to be easier than an M54. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we've got the under tray taken off, and hopefully we can see everything on the camera, but we have one bolt or nut to undo here, which is that clamp between the downpipe and the rest of the muffler. We have one supporting bracket, which the new Cat doesn't even use, so that's one less thing. And hopefully you can see up through there, that's the other bolt on the front clamp. So it's all pretty easy to get to. Okay, so that is both clamps disconnected. I've removed the bracket that holds the original downpipe in place, and we'll see if we can wiggle it out. And looks like this has got to come out. Okay, but we're nearly there. We're getting close, guys. Hey, up the top, yep, we are still connected through a wiring point on one of the O2 sensors.
What are you trying to do?
The O2 sensor wiring is just routed at the top.
Oh, it is a clamp, I forgot about that, sorry. I actually knew that.
Oh.
It off? Yeah, just pull that down.
Ouch. Yeah, try pushing to the back of the car. There it is. Woo!
That will not be fun. You did it when you pull it up, you pull it up in the car, and then
there it is. One ugly ass original downpipe.
Okay, just quickly, that is the OE Cat out of the car, or OE downpipe slash Cat if you like. And as you can see, we just put it on the scales and got a, well, it is significantly lighter, which is good to know. All in all, the VRSF downpipe, I mean, it looks awesome. It's a good quality piece of kit, very nicely finished. The welds look awesome, much better than I could do, that's for sure. But I reckon that is gonna, it's got to make a difference to how it sounds. Not having all that metal in there to deaden everything. So let's fit the O2 sensors in and yeah, put it back into the car.
Okay guys, so we've got both O2 sensors back into the VRS downpipe. So this is essentially ready to go back in the car. One other thing we've decided to do, we have the original gasket to downpipe seal just here, and then this is the one that VRS sent. Now you can see the original one, obviously that's been squashed, it's been in the car, and it is a fair bit lower. I don't think there's much wrong with this, and it may reseal, but to avoid any leaks we're going to use the new seal, which will get squashed down into place. So that's going to go in instead of the original one. We're going to use the original clamp and just keep this as a spare. The original clamp is not corroded, there is nothing wrong with it at all, so we may as well save this for a rainy day in case we decide to do anything else. And to get the O2 sensors back up to the top, we've just got a little elastic strap which will hook onto the plugs to pull them up the right way. I think that's it, ready to put it back in?
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're ready for the first startup, and hopefully there's no leaks.
Yeah, we thought we'd just start it before we put all the under trays back on, but what does it sound like? Fire it up. It sounds very similar.
Very similar.
Hear that?
The exhaust valves have opened.
Oh, there we go.
It sounds the same.
Might be a little bit throatier.
No, that's a little bit.
Little bit. Yeah.
I don't actually want it.
All right, we're going to spend a few minutes just making sure we haven't got any exhaust gas leaks, and then we'll do a proper sound check. Okay, we've let it warm up a little bit more, and we can hear the whistle. Give it a little tickle. Oh! Okay, that is cool. That's cool.
Yes, that's sick.
It's going to sound like the M2. All right. Okay, you'll see us in a second once we've got everything put back together. Okay, we are all done. The new one is in the car and no leaks.
Seems to be okay.
What's left to do?
Take it for a test drive.
Let's go see what it sounds like. So she's all done. That wasn't too bad and a hell of a lot easier than doing an M54 one.
Big difference over the N54, much more enjoyable.
And that is the first time either of us have had a look under an M55 car. So it all went pretty quick. That was about 2 hours, and that included completely messing around, talking and wasting time and filming. It's a much easier job. The only thing that was a bit tricky was the bracket or the clamp that goes from the original downpipe to the original exhaust. That was very, very tight and had to do a bit of trickery, which you might have seen in the time lapse to get that undone. But aside from that, it was really straightforward.
Yeah, and obviously no leaks when we fired it back up. And the test drive, it actually makes a bigger difference than I thought it was going to.
We're getting turbo spool noises, and the cracks are insane on the overrun.
When it was up on the ramps, we did notice that this exhaust system doesn't actually have another catalytic converter. That is the only one, which, yeah, we didn't think was going to be the case.
No, so the owner is going to probably look at getting a high flow cat, an aftermarket high flow cat installed away from the turbo, so he'll be able to fix all the heat issues, but still be nice and legal. Anyway, that about sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was a bit of a win, I reckon, from all points of view. So if you've got an N55, it would be silly not to go. Yeah, do a DIY, because it's not too hard to do either.
And if you've got any questions about doing it yourself, just hit us up in the comments below. And actually, I was going to say, let us know what you think of the way this sounds. Is it too aggressive?
Well, I like the fact that you can put it in Sport Plus and make all those noise and the cracks and pops and bangs, and then put it back in Comfort, and it's not too bad at all.
These are a wicked package. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone.
We'll see you in the next one.
This is an angry turbocharged BMW.
What have I done?